So we're approaching the end of 2025, and with the year ending, I wanted to see how well did the devs handle the 7th year of the game. And the big factor that determined how good a year was is the metas. So I said, why not rank all the metas of 2025 starting from January all the way until the meta that we are in right now in December. So we're gonna rank the metas in 5 tiers: very good, good, mid, bad, and awful. And each unit right here represents a different meta. So let's start with the first one, and I'm gonna call this one the post-disaster. The two best units of this meta were Ultra Beast Gohan and Ultra Majin Vegeta, alongside other units like Transform and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Transform Vegeta Blue, LF Trunks and Gohan, and Zenkai Gogeta Blue. The best teams of this meta were movies and Saiyans. The reason I called this the post-disaster meta was basically because the Festival 2024 meta was considered by many a top 5 worst meta of all time. So we were just out of that disaster. I know Ultra Beast Gohan fixed a lot of things. He really limited the combo potential of Vegeta Blue. Of course, the Festival 2024 meta was a bad meta known for its long combos with units like Ultra Majin Vegeta, Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Transforming Vegeta Blue. This meta I think is viewed as one of the worst, but I don't think it was as bad because we had a lot of versatility in the game. Like Hybrid Saiyans were good, Beast Gohan, Trunks and Gohan, and Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was relevant as well. We had Saiyans with Transforming 3Q, Vegeta Blue, Ultra Majin Vegeta of course. We also had movies with Ultra Turles, Zenkai Gogeta Blue, LFSSG Goku that just got his plat right there, that made him amazing. Also Ultra Beast Gohan. So regardless of the long combos still being there in the meta, I still think there was some versatility that really gives this meta some points. So we're not gonna put it in awful, but it's still a pretty bad meta, so we're gonna put it in bad. Next up is what I would call the post-Majin Vegeta meta. So this meta starts around March, specifically with the release of Ultra Perfect Cell. The best unit of this meta was of course Ultra Perfect Cell, alongside other units like LF Future Gohan and Trunks, Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultra Beast Gohan, and Transforming Vegeta Blue. The most popular team of this meta was Future. The reason why I call this the post-Majin Vegeta meta is because Ultra Cell really had Majin Vegeta in check for a couple of months up until the anniversary, which we'll talk about in a bit. But Ultra Cell really had Majin Vegeta in check. But Majin Vegeta, who dominated the game for basically 5 months at that point, he was put in check, so we entered sort of a new era with Ultra Cell. He was of course very oppressive, the endurance nullification. All teams were pretty much around Ultra Cell, if not sometimes about Ultra Beast Gohan, who was also, I wouldn't say in check, but he was also hurt by the release of Ultra Cell. But I think Ultra Cell wasn't really that oppressive for an Ultra that was the best unit in the game, and we didn't really have a unit that was far ahead of the rest of the game. So I would say this meta was pretty solid. Nothing too crazy though, because you still saw the casual Majin Vegeta, Trunks and Gohan and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Vegeta Blue, all those were still long combo units. Ultra Cell also had double card draw speed in many ways, so the long combos were still there. So for that reason I'll put it in mid. Next up we got a good one, the Daima meta. The best units of this meta were Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Sparky Majin Ku, alongside other units like Ultra Cell, Zenkai Green Daima Mini Goku, LF Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and Majin Du. The most popular team of this meta was of course Daima. And yeah, I don't have to explain a lot. Anyone that has experienced and played during this meta knows how awful that is. The constant paralysis from Majin Ku, Majin Du. Those two are pretty much the main reasons why this meta was so obnoxious to deal with. This team, specifically the Daima team, consisting of adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, alongside Majin Ku, and the third can be whoever. I personally like to run Green Zenkai Mini Goku, who had very good damage and a good sniping potential. LF Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta can also work, Majin Du can also work if you want to be super toxic, but this meta was overall obnoxious to deal with, so I will just put it in awful. Probably a top 5 worst meta of all time. The Daima meta pretty much lasted all the way up to the end of May, where we got MUI Goku and we started the 7th anniversary part 1 meta. The best unit of this meta was Blue MUI Goku, alongside other units like Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Sparky Majin Ku, Ultra Majin Vegeta, and LFSSG Goku. The most popular teams of this meta were Daima and Saiyans. So this meta wasn't the best. The MUI Goku passiveness, Majin Vegeta made a comeback. He was pretty crazy during that part 1. and Daima was still there. It was pretty annoying fighting MUI Goku, but at least we didn't have to deal with Daima's shenanigans every single match. MUI Goku was also annoying to deal with, as I said. The Saiyans team was pretty much the best team in the game, with Ultra Majin Vegeta, SSG Goku, and Blue MUI Goku. MUI Goku had insane damage, he was probably the best unit in the game by far, and it was so obnoxious to deal with him, with his passiveness and all that good stuff. So this was a pretty bad meta, a mix of Daima and Saiyans, with MUI Goku and Majin Vegeta making a comeback again. I'm probably gonna put this in awful as well. This meta pretty much lasted up until the release of the Part 2 units for the 7th anniversary, which led us to the Saiyan Saga meta. The best units of this meta were Blue MUI Goku and LF transforming Kaioken Goku, alongside other units like Ultra Cell, Green Revival Vegeta, Ultra Hit, and Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The best teams of this meta were Saiyan Saga and Saiyans. I would argue this meta was pretty much one of the best of the year. We had the Saiyan Saga team, who was pretty much the best team in the game, with Tactian and Chaozu and the two Saiyan Saga LFs, but it wasn't an obnoxious team to deal with. The only annoying thing I'd say that team had was the Solar Flare from Kaioken Goku, which Blue UI Goku had an answer to, with him being immune to it for the first 5 counts after his entry. Blue UI Goku was still a dominant force, but I think the Saiyan Saga team really put a good fight against it, especially with Kaioken Goku pushing out units like Ultra Majin Vegeta, who was really helping out LF Blue UI Goku. Powerful opponent was also on the horizon, with Ultra Cell already existing, Green Revival Vegeta being a very good unit, and Zenkai Revival UI Goku could have been tossed there easily. Also, the Daima team started to get pushed out of the meta because of Majin Ku really struggling to deal with units with overwhelming damage like Kaioken Goku. So there was a lot of versatility, there was not a lot of toxic mechanics, and the meta overall was pretty good. So I'll actually put this in good. So this meta pretty much lasted from Part 2 all the way up to the Double Ultra release for Part 3. The best units of this meta were Ultra Full Power Frieza and Ultra Namek Goku, alongside other units like LF Kaioken Goku and Green Revival Vegeta. The most popular teams of this meta were Frieza Saga and Saiyans. This was really one of the worst metas of the year. The Double Ultra release really ruined the rhythm we were in with Part 2. It's pretty good meta. We had a pretty good meta for Part 2, but like Part 3 with the Double Ultra release, Ultra Namek Goku having all the obnoxious mechanics, AoE Green, constant lock-ins, and KO God, a full team protector. Also with Ultra Full Power Frieza's annoying Death Beam that made him pretty much the best unit in the game at the time. We pretty much didn't have any versatility because the second best team in the game was Saiyans with Blue Saiyan Saga Goku, Kaioken Goku, and Ultra Namek Goku. So Ultra Namek Goku was pretty much seen in every single match. This was a pretty bad meta and I'll just put it in awful. This meta pretty much lasted from the release of Ultra Namek Goku and Ultra Full Power Frieza all the way up to the release of Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, where we start the Triple Ultra meta. The best units of this meta were Ultra Namek Goku, Ultra Full Power Frieza, and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, alongside other units like GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Ultra Super Vegeta. I mean, this has to be the worst meta of the year, even worse than the Daima meta probably. The Triple Ultra team was just way above the rest of the game. You were basically at a very severe disadvantage if you don't run those 3 Ultras together. Ultra Namek Goku, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Ultra Full Power Frieza. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta released, him being on par with the 2 anniversary Ultras was pretty insane. And the fact that everyone was just slapping all those 3 broken Ultras on the same team was pretty nuts. And that just tells you how bad the meta is. All of them having some of the most annoying mechanics in the game. Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta having endurance with buff null for no reason when that team has so much safety. Frieza having the same thing as well. Ultra Namek Goku with the KO guard. And Vegeta also having the cost increase. So that team was basically unkillable. The KO guard from Namek Goku, 2 endurances with buff cancellation, and some very insane disrupt. It was a crazy meta, I can't lie. On top of the fact that the overall interest for the game dropped by quite a bit with the release of the supporter system that was handled pretty poorly, but we'll leave that for another video. Overall, this was such an awful meta and I'll put it in awful. So this meta pretty much lasted from Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's release all the way up to Ultra Fusion Zamasu's release, where we started the powerful opponent meta. The best teams in this meta were Powerful Opponent and Future. The best units of this meta were Ultra Corrupted Zamasu, LF Red Fusion Zamasu, and Android 13. Alongside other units like Blue MUI Goku, Ultra Namek Goku, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Ultra Full Power Frieza, and Zenkai Future Gohan. I had a lot of units listed there. One of the best metas of the year, because we had no undisputed #1 unit in the game, and we had pretty much zero toxic mechanics. Ultra Namek Goku was being pushed out quite a bit, although it was still being used. I guess the only toxic thing you could put out is CMZ's death counter that inflicted paralysis. That could be pretty annoying, but other than that, it was pretty much a pretty healthy meta, so I'll put it in good. So this meta lasted from the release of Ultra Zamasu all the way up to Legends Festival Part 1. The best units of this meta were Ultra Half Corrupted Zamasu, LF Red Fusion Zamasu, LF Fusion Super Gogeta, and LF Android 13. Alongside other units like Ultra Namek Goku, LF Super Janemba, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and many more. The best teams of this meta were Movies, Powerful Opponent, and Future. This was pretty much the best meta of the year. The 4 units that I listed at the beginning as the best units were pretty much all competing for #1 unit in the game. Gogeta, Ultra Zamasu, Red Zamasu, and 13 were all had good arguments for being the best unit in the game. We had a lot of teams, and no unit was an undisputed #1, and we had very few toxic mechanics in that meta. Again, like the Future meta, again, Ultra Namek Goku, who is the king of toxic mechanics, was low-key making a comeback, but he still wasn't seen in the meta that much, so I'll give this meta a pass of Ultra Namek Goku. Regardless of that though, I think this was the best meta in the year, and I'll put it in very good. So this meta lasted from Part 1 of the festival all the way up to the release of the Part 2 characters, where we entered the Sun Family meta. The best units of this meta were Revival Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, LF Fusion Super Gogeta, Ultra Namek Goku, and Ultra UI Goku. So yeah, this meta might compete to be the worst of the year. Pretty much everything you saw in the top ranks was a combination of the top 4 units, who were all Sun Family. That's why this is called the Sun Family meta. Blue Gohan was by far, it wasn't even close, it was by far the best unit in the game, having an AoE green, a revival, out damaging everyone in the game, 2-carding everyone basically. It was pretty nuts. And the fact that you can just slap KO God with him with Ultra Namek Goku to make him have 3 lives made Ultra Namek Goku's value increase tremendously. The best team in the game was a combination of Blue Gohan, Namek Goku, alongside either Fusion Super Gogeta, who was the best answer to Gohan besides Gohan himself, or Ultra UI Goku, who was also an annoying installer that had good ways of dealing with Gohan, like his strike gauge that can break combos. But regardless of everything that these units tried to do, Blue Gohan was just out damaging everyone, 2-carding everyone. He was by far the best unit in the game, and if you ran him on hybrids with units like LF Future Gohan and Red Manga Gohan, he would probably one-shot everybody with his blue card. So yeah, pretty awful meta, pretty awful teams, no versatility pretty much. Gohan was in every match, so it's awful. So this meta pretty much lasted from Part 2 of the festival all the way up to the release of Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where we started the Legends Festival Part 3 meta. The best units of this meta are LF Revival Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, alongside other units like Ultra Namek Goku, Ultra UI Goku, and LF Fusion Super Gogeta. The best teams of this meta are GT and Sun Family. So this is the last meta of the year, the meta we are currently in, and with how much of a disaster the Part 2 meta was, I think this is a little better, but still pretty bad. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, if you're not using it, you're immediately at a severe disadvantage because the opponent can just rush you and you can't, and all that shenanigans he does. And alongside the GT battle member, he's still a monster with buff cancellation and endurance. The duo of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku is pretty insane. Slap Gohan on there, who is still pretty insane, even though that GT duo put a good stop to the Sun Family team dominance. You can say that Namek Goku's value decreased quite a bit with the relevance of Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta again, because that switch attack can just wipe his in the KO God right away. But he's still there with his annoying shenanigans, KO God, AoE green, constant lock-ins, and 4Q having the buff cancellation, the damage on switch to both the ongoing and outgoing enemy, plus Gohan having all his shit, he's still dominant. Vegeta with his switch attack, so I can't say this meta is good. It's probably a little better than the Part 2 meta, but I'll still put it in bad. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think about 2025 for Legends? I personally think it was a pretty solid year, although the internet likes to call it like the worst year and shit, but I think it was a pretty solid year. The internet loves negativity, so that's why we see a lot of those game is dying, end of service kind of talks, but it's nowhere near that. We just hit top grossing with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But I think 2025 was a pretty solid year for Legends. We tried a lot of new things. We have the dynamic area battles that were a success. Also, we have the supporter system that was not particularly great for free-to-play players, but I still think them trying something new and innovative is good for the game. We wish 2026 is a better year for Legends. It's gonna be probably a big year for Dragon Ball, so I hope Legends follows that trend as well. So thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.